Hey there, everybody. So as promised, I am going to be doing a swatch session of all those ink samples that I got in my last video. So for this one, I'm just going to do some tests with my dip pen. I'm not going to do any cotton swab swatches because I don't really feel like it, and I think this layout kind of looks fun. So I'm going to just use my little mini dip pen, and we'll swatch all of the inks. So it's 8 free ink samples that I got for my birthday, and then the one sample of 252 that I got because I decided that I wanted it. But for my outlining purposes, this is Sailor Ink Studio 150 in my TWSBI VAC 700 Iris. I've had this, today is Saturday, I've had this for a little less than a week. No complaints. It's, you know, it's a great pen. It's a TWSBI pen. It's about what I expected. It's definitely giving my ego a run for its money with my favorite pen because it's a very similar writing experience and it's just really pretty. I don't really know how else to explain it. So yeah, I like, these are my, you know, couple days later impressions. I like it as I thought I would. So this is what I use for all of my outlining. And now I'm just gonna take my dip pen and we're gonna do some swatches. So I'm gonna do them this way. I did it specifically so that my the one shimmer ink is last. That way I don't have to worry about getting shimmer in all of my pens, all of my inks, sorry. So we're gonna start with Deep Magenta because that's the first one on the top row. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. And then we should be good. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. I'm happy with that. I think that's a good way to kind of just get an idea of how the ink works. So this is it's a very pink leaning magenta. I think that's really interesting, and that's something that it kind of reminds me a little bit of Noodler's Saguaro Wine, I think is how it's pronounced. Which I don't think I have a bottle of anymore. I don't think I have a sample of anymore because I think I used it all. But it's a very nice pink leaning magenta. Got nothing against it. Regency Blue. Okay, so it's coming across much darker on camera. It is very much a deep blue, bordering maybe a blue-black. It's a very nice blue. Like, we know my opinions on deep blues. I like them in theory and then never use them. But definitely a very nice ink. Hopefully by the end of this video I'll have, like, you know, I'll be able to like rank them or, you know, decide which one I'm going to use next. I don't know. We'll figure something out. For right now, we're just having fun playing with inks and you're just literally just watching me draw them on paper. Also, should have mentioned this before. I feel like I should mention this every time and I never do because I assume people just know. I'm using my Leuchtturm 1917 notebook in here, so it's that paper that I'm using. So next up. Okay, so that's Sailor Ink Studio 252. This one is fascinating, and it's really not coming. Hopefully, when it's dry, it'll come across better on camera. And once I have all of these swabbed, I'll open my shades and I'll get a little more lighting in here. So hopefully, we'll be able to see a little bit more. This is fascinating because that's like a gray. It's almost like a gray brown, and as it's drying pink. Like, I don't understand. They're just, the Sailor Ink Studio inks are just so fascinating. Yeah, when I'm done swabbing all of these, I'll open up my window shade and I'll get some more light in here. But for now, we're gonna keep going. So we're gonna go, because the next one I pulled up was Robert Oster Blue Water Ice. So this one in person looks a lot different than it does on camera, but I have the new iPhone 12, and the issue with that is I can't use the Smart HDR because not everything supports that Smart HDR, so I can't edit it on my computer. But then also when I upload it to YouTube, it looks different if I use the Smart HDR. It's very strange. So I'm just kind of working with the regular HDR right now. But it's, let me see if this is in the way a little bit. There we go. That makes it a little better. So I'm gonna move my water cup. It looks very much like the base color of Fire and Ice, which is about what I expected. So it's really pretty blue, and this is it's very comparable to the Awkward Marine, which I guess I shouldn't call it that if you haven't watched any of my other videos. Freycinet Aquamarine from Van Diemen's I call Awkward Marine because I always get it on me whenever I do anything. So hence it's called Awkward Marine. This will look much better when I open the shades and I get more lighting in here. So for now, I'm going to keep going with Key Lime Pie. It's very bright. It's very much the color you would expect from I mean, maybe not from Key Lime Pie, but at least from limes. It looks very much like a lime. It's very vibrant. It's very, there's something in the Monteverde inks that makes them a little more lubricated, which is nice, but it makes it a little hard to get it on the glass dip nib. But still, very pretty. Still, like I'm saying about all these, they're very nice things. So far, there's none of them that I dislike, which is good to know. Where's the next one? Diamine. Okay. Next one's Diamine Holly. So we're getting into the ink vent inks that I've got here. I think I only have 2 ink vent inks in here, or I guess Blue Series inks. So see, this one looks really nice in the cap. It's almost, I thought it would have been more of a true green, but it's almost kind of like a blue forest green. If that makes any sense. Okay. So this is much more of a true green than it looks on the cap. In the cap, it looks like it has more of a blue twinge to it. But on the paper, it looks much more green, and I believe it has some kind of sheen in it. This is I like this green a lot. This is more of a green that I would use more than compared to Key Lime Pie. It's got the blueness of Diamine Aurora Borealis that I like, but it's more green than Diamine, because Diamine Aurora Borealis is more of a teal, so it's more of a true blend, where this is more of just that deep green. It's like the green part of the Aurora Borealis base color. It's really nice, and when that's dry, hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit of sheen in there. And I feel bad, I didn't really saturate those. I'm gonna do those again. I'm just gonna add a little more to them. Let's do those 2, so there's a little more color on, because I feel bad that I'm filling all the other squares and those 2 barely have anything in them.
True swatch than just, testing purposes. Like I said, for these purposes, I really like this glass kind. I finally figured out how it wants me to use it. If that makes sense. Every pen has a learning curve. So it depends on it.
So we're gonna go back to this bottom row now, and we're gonna do Diamine Noel. This one, I looked on the website, and it looks like it has a slight sheen to it, which I think is going to be fun, if I can get that to come out on the paper. So I don't know if I got enough ink down on the paper. I'm hoping if I pile it on here a little bit, that'll get some of the sheen that's supposed to come out. I don't know if I put enough ink down, but This is a very pretty bright red ink, and actually I will show a comparison to a new favorite ink of mine that I think I mentioned previously. Not that I have been doing this for any of the other ones, but this is Pelican. So here's Diamine Noel. And here is Pelican Edelstein Garnet, which actually is a much oranger red than I would have thought. I would have thought that would have been a closer comparison. But it's not. This is very much like a cherry, it's a Christmas red. It's a cherry red. It's a Santa Claus red, if you will. But still, I'm very pleased with these ink samples. All right, this is the last Diamine. We've been doing a lot of Diamines today. We're gonna do Flamingo Pink. Okay, so on camera this looks very orange. It's very much more of a coral pink than a flamingo pink. Because when I think flamingos, I think kind of bubblegummy, and I think the pictures that I've seen online have been kind of more bubblegummy. Not that I'm mad. I think this is a much more usable color than like a bubblegum pink, because I think the closest I really have to like a bubblegum bright pink color might be Sailor Ink Studio 130 that I got with my punch pink. But so that's the closest I probably have to like a bubblegum bright pink color, because then like with bubblegum pink then you're kind of bordering on highlighter colors. So this is the last one. We're doing Diatrimentis Columbia Blue Copper. This one has some shimmer in it, so I'm gonna give the sample a little shake, see if we can get any. Great. Alrighty. That's a very pretty blue as a base color, and you really can't see it on camera, so I'm going to, in a second, open up my shades so we can get more lighting in here, because I think it'll show off everything a little bit better. And I've got ink all over my dip pen. But for a blue, and I think I did manage to get some shimmer, because the thing is with a shimmer ink and with this, you can almost feel the grit of the glitter on the nib, which this is already a pretty rough nib because it's just pointed glass, but you can almost kind of feel it. So hopefully hopefully I'll be able to get it to come through on camera. But for a deep blue, this one might actually be my favorite. For like deep blues that I've used recently, I'm a pretty big fan. So I'm gonna give these all a little bit to dry, because some of them aren't quite dry yet, especially that one. And I'll clean up, I'll get some more lighting in here, and then we'll see how these look. So I'll see you in a couple minutes. All right, so we've got some better lighting now. I've opened up a shade, and I've also added a light, because why not? Because I didn't think you were getting quite the full experience here. So deep magenta is a good magenta. I'm a fan. I'm gonna adjust the lighting a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. It's a good pink leaning purple. That's the best way I can explain it. It reminds me a lot of Noodler Saguaro wine, which I'm definitely mispronouncing, but it's really nice ink, and I think I'll use it probably in something soon. Regency Blue is a nice blue black. I don't use blue blacks, but I got nothing against it. I think it's doing its job very nicely. All right, so this is the one that I really, really hope is coming across well on camera. Sailor Ink Studio 252. So it went down gray. Now it's pink, and there are green tinges in it. I don't understand how this ink works, but it's really cool, and I'm excited to put that in something someday soon, because it's fascinating. Going down the line. Here we go. Monterey Key Lime Pie is a very bright green ink. That's about all I have to say about it. It's very bright and very green and very pretty. Noodler's Holly. I really hope sheen is coming through on this. I really hope it is, because it's got some really nice red sheen. It's a Christmas ink. That's the best way to describe it. Diamine Holly is the Christmas ink. That's all I gotta say. Robert Oster Blue Water Ice. This is definitely the base color from Fire and Ice. So it's pretty much Fire and Ice without the sheen, if that's what you're into. There you go. It's a nice ink. Diamine Noel is a Christmas ink. It's a very bright, like cherry red kind of color. You can see it's much more bright red when compared to Garnet, which is much more of an orange red, which I still love, so I'm nothing against that, but it's very pretty. Diamine Flamingo Pink, it dried a little pinker. It was more orange when it was on. Now it's more of a pinky coral, but still, it does make it a little more usable, and actually that makes it a much better match to the Punch Pink, but I'm going to stick with Garnet for a little while because I really like that ink. Now here we go. Here is the Shimmer. So I got plenty of it down, which I'm happy about, which also proves that like I'm probably never going to use this because there's a lot of shimmer in this. But it's very pretty, and for ink testing purposes and, you know, colors and stuff like that, it's a very pretty ink. I got nothing against people that like shimmer inks. They're just not for me. I'm already lazy when it comes to my pen cleaning, so having to rotate a pen and clean it and be special attention to it is not my thing. So here are my ink sample haul from the other day. All fantastic inks, and also Garnet, because why not? All fantastic inks. All inks that I could conceivably use. It's one of those things, it's like you collect ink samples, and then do you really want to use them? Because I get distracted by new shiny things. Just kind of what I do. So thank you for watching my little ink sample haul. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you know, like, comment, subscribe, do whatever it is you gotta do. I post new videos every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time with some special drop videos in between when I get excited, like when I got excited about this one. Because that was planned to be a regular Wednesday video and it wasn't. Oops. So thank you again for watching, and have a great day, pen friends. I'll see you later.